무에서 유를 창조해내는 세계 속의 자랑스러운 우리 한국은 무엇이든 손만 대면 세계 최고 수준을 자랑합니다. 그것이 어떤 분야이건 간에 말입니다. 그런데 최근 우리에게는 이제 친숙한 도시 중의 하나의 조성 스토리가 알려지면서 외국인들에게 신선한 충격을 주고 우리 대한민국의 계획과 실행력이 재평가되고 있습니다. 지구 표면의 71%는 바다로 덮여 있습니다. 그리고 스마트폰과 전기차의 세상인 오늘날에도 약 80%의 바닷속 세계는 아직 인류에게 있어서 미지의 세계입니다. 국토가 넓지 않고 삼면이 바다로 둘러싸인 우리나라는 바다를 이용하고 또 극복한 것이 우리 민족의 숙명처럼 여겨져 왔습니다. 특히 제한된 면적만을 가지고 있는 국토 주변의 바다를 이용하여 생활의 편리를 가져온 데 대한 연구 및 고민을 우리만큼 해온 민족은 아마 없을 것입니다. 송도 신도시는 바다 위에 지어진 수상도시입니다. 해당 신도시가 조성된 지 어느 정도 시간이 지났고 그것이 육지와 잘 연결이 되어 있어서 요즘 우리들은 잘 느끼지 못하지만 말입니다. 송도 신도시는 때로는 송도 국제도시라고도 불립니다. 현재 그 인구가 약 18만 명에 달하는 해당 도시는 아무것도 없었던 바다를 메우고 그 위에 세계의 여러 가지 도시들의 컨셉을 빌려와서 오늘날의 모습을 이루게 되었는데요. 최근 블룸버그 통신이 송도 신도시의 계획부터 현재에 이르기까지의 모습을 솔직하고 분석적인 관점에서 재조명하면서 외국인들의 엄청난 관심을 받고 있습니다.
There are about 150 urban mega developments branded as new cities underway, and they're located in over 40 countries around the world. And that's not including China, where there are at least 500 new cities being built from scratch. We're in the age of new cities right now.
This is one of them, Songdo in South Korea. Looking at the city today, you could almost forget that 2 decades ago it was just an idea.
5년 전 송도는 지금이랑 굉장히 많이 달랐습니다. 거의 아무것도 없었다고 보시면 됩니다.
We used to just joke around calling Songdo Songberia. That's a combination of the word Songdo and Siberia.
The master plan starts with a blank page. There's not a line for a road, there's no dot for a subway stop. In this particular case, after all, it was landfill, so you're literally starting tabula rasa before there is even any terra firma.
As the urban population grows, so does our need for new cities, and there are hopes that Songdo could be a blueprint for other developments around the world.
송도 같은 경우는 계획도시 시작 때부터 스마트 시티의 개념을 입혀서 다양한 도시 시설물과 결합하여 센서나 CCTV들이 잘 설치되어 있고요.
The city is built on reclaimed land in the Yellow Sea, just a 2-hour flight from major destinations in Asia. The land reclamation began in the mid-1990s, and Songdo became an extension of Incheon, a neighbouring city whose government set up the Incheon Free Economic Zone to facilitate free trade between South Korea and the rest of the world, including China, which at that point wasn't a part of the World Trade Organization. The Incheon government contracted KPF, a New York-based architecture firm, to design Songdo's master plan. Lead designer James von Klemperer and over 60 architects spent 8 years completing the project.
There were hundreds of consultants, of engineers, designers, forecasters, material science people. So overall, you probably had, I would say, up to 1,000 different designers and consultants working on this city at one time. We don't make a city without any kind of templates and any kind of precedents that inform us about urban life. As they say, we stand on the shoulders of others. We borrowed, in a way, pieces of solutions from other cities. So we sort of pulled and pushed, and like an artist making a collage with different preset elements, tried to use these pieces of cities as inspirations and borrow from some of their dimensioning systems and strategies.
One of the nice things about Songdo urban design is that the blocks are very open, so you can actually walk through all the blocks. Many of them have outdoor gyms, others have playgrounds for kids. So it's literally open for anyone who wants to go in. That's a kind of a key distinction. If you compare to other Asian cities in which you typically have gated communities, So yeah, here is one of the small pocket parks, and even though you are not too far from one of the main avenues, you feel like in a more protected side. I think it really makes a city a bit more vibrant.
This is Songdo's Operations Center, which manages all the infrastructure as well as monitors over 5,000 sensors and cameras spread around the city.
송도에 있는 모든 도로에는 다양한 센서들이 설치되어 있어서 차량의 흐름들을 실시간으로 수집하고 있습니다. 이를 통해서 신호 체계라든지 그리고 사고에 대해서 바로바로 적극적으로 대응하고 있습니다. 필리핀, 베트남, 페루, 중국 그리고 태국 같은 도시와 스마트 시티 도시에 대한 여러 협력 관계를 맺고 있는데 베트남 같은 경우는 저희의 구축과 설계하는 노하우들을 저희가 수출한 사례고요. 필리핀 같은 경우는 저희가 갖고 있는 교통 시스템 솔루션을 수출한 사례도 있습니다.
A lot of these new city projects brand themselves as smart. They are trying to be the Silicon Valley of Southeast Asia or the Silicon Valley of Latin America. They seem to be inspired by this sort of entrepreneurial stance of taking big risks, moving fast and breaking things. But it's not just their money that they're risking land, they're risking the lives of residents who relocate to these places.
The risk of failure is high, with some new cities turning into expensive ghost towns that aren't designed to cater to the needs of locals.
Oftentimes locals are priced out of these new cities because the new cities are not built for them, they're built for investors. So we're seeing cities that are only 10%, 20% occupied. The units are all sold, there's just nobody living in them.
Songdo seems to be defying this ghost city trend. Its population is tracking its development, now at about 60% of the original target of 300,000. And there's an appetite to replicate its success. The development has been described as an example of a city in a box, with ready-made and tested solutions that can be quickly applied elsewhere. The same developer and architects were contracted to design a new city in China called Meishi Lake. Its detailed master plan took 2.5 years, while Songdo's took 4.
I think Songdo is a successful story. It's definitely something that is going to be a work in progress. And the typical question is, can we replicate this? Can this city in a box type of environment be literally transferred to other areas? I think there's so many ingredients that came into the mix for Songdo to happen that I certainly think that it's not easy to replicate.
This sort of notion that we can build something that other people will want to emulate and we'll be the first, we'll be a model for other people to copy. That's a really appealing aspect of a lot of these new cities.
오늘 영상은 여기까지입니다. 오늘 영상이 재미있고 유익했다면 좋아요와 구독을 눌러주세요. 저는 이제까지 유읍스였습니다. 저는 다음 시간에 더욱 알찬 영상으로 다시 찾아오겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요.